In today's video, we will see nearly 10 advanced examples of table tricks. Let's start with our very first example. Our very first example is drag and paste data. Over here, we have got our data in 4 parts, as we can see over here, and we have to connect all the data, or we have to combine all the data. So the very first thing what we will have to do, we will have to convert our data in table format. We are not going to convert the whole data in table format. We will just convert the first data which is on top in table format. To convert data in table format, we have got two ways. Let's see the very first way. I'll click anywhere inside my data which is on top. We'll go to Home tab. We'll come in the right hand side. Over here we can see conditional formatting, format as table, and cell styles. I'll click on Format as table. We can see various tables over here. Means we can see various table styles over here. I'll select any table style of my choice. Small window will pop up, format as table. Over here we can see my table has headers and currently it's checked. I'll do OK. And my data got converted in a very beautiful table. So this was the first way. Let's undo this by pressing Ctrl Z or Command Z. Now let's see the second way to convert our data in table format. I'll click anywhere inside my data and will press Ctrl T. T is for table. Same window will pop up of create table. I'll click on OK. And my data got converted in a very beautiful table. In case you want to change the table style, go on top. Here we have got drop down. I'll click on drop down and we'll select a desired style. And my data got converted in a very beautiful table. Now our target over here is to combine all the data, means all the data sets. So over here we are not going to delete blank columns or blank rows. I'll come to the bottom and will select my data. We'll come to the edge. Palm icon is visible. We don't have to press any button. I'll just drag my data and will drop on top. And my data got connected. One more thing to show over here. I'll undo this. In days and sales, we have got formulas. At the bottom also, we have got formulas. Let's delete the formulas from here. Now we have got formulas only on top. Let's come to the bottom. I have selected the whole data. We'll come to the edge. Palm icon is visible. I'll drag my data and will drop on top. Just notice there was no formula in the parts which is highlighted. But once the data got combined, formulas got auto inserted. Now let's come to right hand side. I'll select employee names from top to bottom. We'll come to the edge and will drag my data. My data got combined. Now let's come over here. Let's select this. Now I'll drag this and will drop on top. My data got combined. There's some formatting issue which can be resolved manually. I have selected the whole data. We'll go in Home tab and we'll align all the things in left. And the whole data got combined very properly. Let's see our next example. Our next example is auto update rows and columns. Over here I have got my data till serial number 15. When we come to right hand side, our data is till column J and I have to update my data. Let's insert serial number 16 over here. Enter. 17. Enter. 18. Enter. And just notice our format is getting updated along with formulas. No need to insert the borders and no need to drag the formula. I'll update my data. We'll take some department, items, invoice number. Over here we can see day as Saturday. Let's drag this down. Now we can see Thursday. Means formula is working perfectly. Quantity 12 and rate is 100. Currently we can see 0 over here. I'll hit enter. Now the figure got changed to 1200. Now let's come to column K. I'll put employee code over here. Means I'll add a new header. Enter. We'll adjust the column size. And my format got auto updated. Over here in serial number 17 and 18, we can see day as Saturday. But on the left hand side, there's no data. Let's go on top. I'll double click on the formula. We'll come in the very beginning and we'll insert the criteria of if. If, bracket open, we'll click on date is equal to blank. For blank, I'll be inserting double inverted comma twice, comma. If our date will be blank, I want my days to be blank. So I'll be inserting double inverted comma twice once again, comma. We'll come to the end, we'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. I updated my formula just in a single cell which is on top, but at the bottom also my formula got auto updated. Let's move to next example. Our next example is select data with top arrow. Whenever we have to select data in Excel, either we select the data manually or we use the shortcut that is Shift Control down arrow key. But in Excel tables, no need to select the data manually or no need to use the shortcut. I'll undo this. Now I want to select invoice number from top to bottom. I'll go on top. Currently we can see plus sign. I'll go up and now we can see down arrow. I'll click my mouse. My data got selected, but the data got selected without the header. In case I want to select the header also, I'll click once again. Now my data got selected along with header. If I'll click once again, only the data is selected. Same with rows. Let's come to left hand side. Arrow got visible. I'll click my mouse and the whole row got selected. Let's move to next example. Our next example is reorganize data. This is my sales data where I have got formulas in days and sales. But I want my days just before date and I want my sales just after items. So over here we are not going to do copy paste. Let's come to sales. I'll go on top. Down arrow is visible. I'll click over here. My data got selected without header. I'll click once again. Now the data got selected along with header. I'll come to the edge. Palm icon is visible. I'm not going to press any button. I'll drag my sales data and will come after items. Dark line is visible. Now I'll release my mouse and my data got shifted. I'll double click on top. Just notice our cell reference haven't got changed. I'll hit enter. I'll select sales once again. We'll come to the edge. Palm icon is visible. I'll drag this and will come just after serial number. Dark line is visible. Now I'll release my mouse and my data got shifted. I'll double click over here to check the cell reference and our cell references are not getting changed. I'll hit enter. Now let's come to day. I'll double click over here. Let's increase the column size. I'll double click over here and my cell reference is column G. I'll hit enter. We'll click on top and we'll select my data along with header. We'll come to the edge and we'll drag this just before sales and my days got shifted. If I'll double click over here, still we can see our cell reference haven't got changed. Let's move to next example. Our next example is auto update formulas. Over here we have got our date and we want day against date. Let's insert the formula plus or equal to text, bracket open, value. In value, I'll click on date. Just notice over here, our cell reference is not visible. Instead, we can see the header's name, comma, double inverted comma, DDD means D 3 times, double inverted comma close, bracket close, and I'll hit enter. I just inserted formula in first cell, but my formula got auto updated till bottom. Now let's click in the center and let's check whether this is going to work in center also. I'll double click on the formula. Earlier we had inserted D 3 times. I'll increase one more D over here and will hit enter. My formula got auto updated from top to bottom. Now let's come to right hand side. I want sales. So the formula of sales will be quantity into rate. This time I'll update my formula at bottom. Plus or equal to quantity into rate. We can see the header's name. I'll hit enter. And our formula got auto updated from top to bottom. And this got possible through flash fill. Tables has got inbuilt flash fill. Let's move to next example. Our next example is multiple function with different heads. This is my sales data and I want various functions over here. Like I want total of sales, I want average of rate, I want to see how many items are over here. In quantity, I want to check which quantity is maximum. Means I want different functions or formulas over here. Let's see how it can be done very easily. I'll click anywhere inside my data. We'll go to Table tab. Whenever our data will be converted in a table format, on the top, Table tab will be visible. If I'll click anywhere outside my table, now we can't see Table tab on the top. Let's click inside the table. We'll go to Table tab. Over here, we get the option of Total row. I'll click on Total row. Just notice, we got total of sales. If I'll click over here, drop down will be visible. Let's click on the drop down. Now we got many functions like average, count numbers, max and so on. So over here I just wanted sales. So I'll select sum. Let's come to rate. I want average of rate. We'll click on drop down and we'll select average. Quantity. I'll click on drop down. I want to check which is the maximum quantity. So I'll select max from here. And this is the maximum quantity. If I change my quantity from here, we'll do this to enter. Now 97 is the maximum quantity over here. If I want to check minimum quantity, I'll select minimum, means min, and we can see 1. Now let's come to items. I want to check how many items are there. I'll click on drop down and we'll select count. And there are total 15 items. We can cross check in the serial number. Let's move to next example. Our next example is filter specific department or filter specific data. Over here, I want to check data of specific department like fresh products. So my data is already converted in a table format. I'll go on top. We'll click on filter button. New window will pop up. Currently we can see it's checked on select all. I'll uncheck this and we'll select fresh products. We'll click on apply filter. Let's close this and we can see the data of only fresh products. In case I want to check data of another department, we'll click on filter button, we'll uncheck this and we'll select the specific department, apply filter. In case I want to check data of two departments, I'll select both, apply filter. Perfect. So this is the easiest way to filter the data. I'll click on clear filter and all the filters got vanished. I'll close this. Let's move to next example. Our next example is insert slicers. In last example, we had seen how to filter specific department with help of filter button. Another way to filter the data are slicers. And slicers can be inserted whenever our data is in table format. If the data is not in table format, slicers can't be inserted. I'll click anywhere inside my table. On the top, table tab got visible. I'll click on table tab. We'll come to left hand side. Over here we can see insert slicer. I'll click on insert slicer. Small window will pop up where all our headers will be visible. I'll click on department, means I'll check this and we'll do OK. And my slicer got inserted. We can resize the slicer as per our requirement. I'll resize this once again. When I inserted my slicer, on the top we can see slicer tab. If I'll click inside my table, slicer tab is not visible. But when I'll click on slicer, slicer tab got visible. We can change slicer styles from here. Let's select orange color. On the left hand side, we have got slicer settings. Whatever setting you want to change, you can. I'll cancel this. On the right hand side, we get the option to change the height, width. In fact, we can change the column numbers. Currently, we have got a single column over here and we can see 1. If I'll do this 2, now we have got 2 columns. If I'll do this 3, we can see 3 columns. Now we can resize this. Another way to insert slicers, I'll click anywhere inside my table and we'll go to Insert tab. On the right hand side, we get the option of Slicer. I'll click on Slicer and this time I'll select Items. By the help of down arrow key, I'll come down and we'll select Sales and we'll do OK. This time, two slicers got inserted. Let's go on top. Let's increase the column size. I'll take my first slicer on top. We'll come to Items. We'll position this on top. We'll increase column numbers. We'll adjust this. We'll increase the size. Same with Sales. We'll place this on top and we'll increase the column numbers. Perfect. Let's resize this little bit more. Now our data is looking like a dashboard. Let's come to left hand side. If I'll click on beauty products, we can see the data of beauty products. Fresh products, stationery. Even we can select multiple departments over here. Let's clear filter from here. Now I want to check the sales of apples and avocado. I'll select both and data of both the products are visible. If I'll click on A4 sheet, data of A4 sheet is visible. Let's clear the filter and let's move to next example. Our next example is remove duplicates. In my data, I have got many duplicates and I want to remove them. I'll click anywhere inside my table. We'll go to Table tab. We'll come in the left hand side. In the left hand side, we get the option of Remove Duplicates. I'll click on Remove Duplicates. Small window popped up where we can see all the headers. If we notice in our data, in serial numbers, there's no duplicate. What will happen if I'll come to right hand side and we'll click on OK. Small window popped up, alert, no duplicate values found. I'll do OK. In serial numbers, there was no duplicate, only reason we got the alert. Let's go to Table tab once again. Let's come to Remove Duplicates. We'll come to right hand side. We'll uncheck serial number and we'll do OK. Alert, 5 duplicate values found and removed. I'll do OK. Just notice, earlier our data was still serial number 20, now it's still 15. Means all the duplicate values got removed. Let's move to next example. Our next example is insert or remove filters. Whenever we convert our data in a table format, on the top in headers, we can see filter buttons. And I personally don't like these filter buttons. So how to remove these filter buttons? Without converting data or table in a normal range, I'll click anywhere inside my table. We'll go to Table tab. Over here we can see filter button and currently it's checked. I'll uncheck this. Now we are not able to see filter buttons and our data is still in table format as we can see Table tab on the top. To get back this feature, I'll click over here. Now all the filter buttons got visible. We have got one shortcut also. I'll click anywhere inside my table and we'll press Shift Ctrl L. All the filter buttons got removed. We'll press Shift Ctrl L once again and all the filter buttons got visible. Let's move to next and last example. Our last example is convert table to a normal range. This is my data in table format and I really don't want table over here. Before converting table in normal range, let's do some changes over here. Let's go to table style. We'll select a desired table style over here. Now alternate rows got highlighted. Let's go to Table tab. Let's insert one slicer over here. Department. OK. Let's change the color. Now we have got table along with slicers. What will happen if I'll convert my table to a normal range? I'll click anywhere inside my table. We'll go to Table tab. We'll come to left hand side and we'll click on Convert to Range. We got an alert. Do you want to convert the table to a normal range? I'll click on Yes. Just notice, my slicer got vanished or removed. The look and feel of data is not changed, but our table got converted to a normal range. When I have clicked inside my data, we can't see Table tab on the top. But when the data will be converted to a table range, I'll press Ctrl T. OK. Just notice, we can see table tab on the top. Convert to range? Yes. Now table tab is not visible on top. So these were the few examples of advanced features of table. I'll provide the link of file in description box. In case you want to download, you can.